Hi, I'm John and welcome back to my Lair of Action Figures, where I'll be talking and reviewing action figures from different manufacturers. Today we're going to be having a look at some more G.I. Joe Classified series. This is a double pack from the Walmart exclusive. This is Lieutenant Falcon and Quarrel. Now, this is a pack that, as you can see, does come with a lot of gear. And this is really an interesting pack for many reasons that I will be diving into about the history. Of course, we're not going to comment too much on the box because, of course, this is the blister box. So, of course, these are my favorite ones. As you can see, the box from the other side. So, of course, this is the one of my mint in box collection. And this is the one that I've opened for the review and for also my private collection. So, this is number 138 in this G.I. Joe Classified series. This box came out in 2024 and is the suggested retail price of $54.99 at Walmart due to the fact that it's Night Force and it's an exclusive to, of course, Walmart, and it's 69 € in Europe, so there's no much other possibility to get this one due to the fact that this is exclusive to Hasbro Pulse and it's going to be very hard to bring it in, except if you're going to pay very high prices. So let's talk a bit history about this and let's have a look at how great these figures are and are they collectible items and what are my final thoughts on this figure. So let's talk history. So of course Lieutenant Falcon originally came out in 1987, then in 1988 there was a Night Force version of this figure. Sadly, I did not have it due to the fact that they did not come out in Europe. And of course, I'm going to pass quickly over this figure to jump into more Quarrel, because Quarrel does speak a lot to me, because this is a figure that I grew up with and played with as a kid. Because this is a figure from the Action Force line. Of course, it is a repaint of Scarlet. So here is my mint in box version of this item. As you can see, Quarrel did came with the one motorcycle. As you can see, the packaging in Europe were not very good. It was held by a rubber band. So I could go and open the box. I mean, the stickers came off of it due to the fact that they're a bit old. But as you can see, Quarrel is nicely sitting in over there with the motorbike and all her gear. As you can see, personally, this brings a lot of great souvenirs. And something that was very funny about this figure, because there was only one shop who was selling them in Switzerland. This lady is from Switzerland, especially from Germany, so it was very funny that we had a Swiss girl in the Action Force line when this line was not sold in Switzerland. So yeah, this was very funny, but of course it was always a joy when I was going into England. But I'll be doing a more thorough review of these figures at a later date, where we'll be talking and going into more of some of the details of these guys. Now I have to push this back over here because I'm going to need some space for the other two figures. Now, of course, I did not get the figure over here when it came out in 1988 because the Night Force were not sold in Europe, but I do have the one that they did for the G.I. Joe exclusive. And of course, when we're talking about G.I. Joe exclusive, I also have the Quarrel. So this is the one that I haven't opened yet. I was so happy when they decided to come out with these figures, because I really like that they did Captain Skip, that they did the Jammer, that they did Ghost Show. So of course, this is a great add to my Action Force collection with all the articulation. And as you can see, they did a pretty good details on this figure, because you do have the helmet for the Ram Cycle, even if it didn't come out in the 25th anniversary line from the G.I. Joe Club. They didn't do a version of the Z-Force vehicle, or not that I remember of, but of course it is a great add-on, and I'll be very happy to use this with my Z-Force motorcycle that I have. Now, of course, Lieutenant Falcon, who came out in the G.I. Joe Club exclusive. As you can see, pretty well neat detailed figure. Head sculpt is not too bad. I'm not going to go into something. G.I. Joe, you can do it. You can put stands with your regular figures. You can do it for these guys. Anyway, now that we've talked a bit about history about these guys, Of course, talking about history, Quarrel was never in the original G.I. Joe line came out. There was different variants of her who were available through club exclusives. So, of course, this figure never came out in the Real American Hero line and not in the Night Force version of this figure. Anyway, let's have a look at all the gear and let's have a closer look at the figures and what do we get in these boxes. So, of course, let's start to see what we have in the box. And, of course, like I'm a gentleman, of course, my English part of me who's in there. So we're going to start by the ladies. Of course, we have Quarrel. We do have Falcon. Then we have extra 2 helmets. We get the backpack. We get a heavy machine gun. We get the grenade launcher. We get a shotgun. We get, of course, an AR pattern rifle with a scope on it. We get some nice goggles. We get flashlights. I mean, really, this is going to be insane. We have different knives to go with the figure. Should be even a 3rd knife. We get 2 pistols, one with a larger mag. We get, of course, the crossbow from the one that was also delivered with our friend what's her name, Scarlett, in the 25th anniversary line, because of course you can recognize that this is the body of the 25th anniversary line figure. We have the bows, and we should have a pair of fists. Don't know what happened to it, maybe fell on the floor, so I'm going to go quickly and look for it. And of course the beret of the figure. Now, let's have a closer look at the figures. Of course, I found the other fists that fell on the floor. So we're going to start by Quarrel. Of course, if you already have your Scarlet, you will recognize that there's a lot of items who are with it. This is the armor pack that was with another Night Force female, the shooter figure that is over here. So I removed the elbow pads. These are the elbow pads that were also given with the Star Troopers that they did. The female one had some patches, so it's really nice to see that you have the logo from the Night Force. You have, of course, the British flag on it, and you have the little Z-Force logo over here. Of course, this can go back up over. Personally, I guess I'll be keeping maybe one on, the one who has the Night Force logo on. As you can see, it is basically the same. The head sculpt is a bit different, as you can see. It is not at all the one that you would have expected to get with Scarlet from the retro line, but as you can see, it also has a headpiece in here with the mic throat. I mean, this figure is really looking amazing. I really like the way it's done. The paint job is really interesting. Of course, we're going to be going into her accessories. Of course, you have the bow with the dismantleable part over here. We have the different arrows that come with this figure. So, of course, if you watch my review of Scarlet, you would have seen these also with a bit the trick shot arrow, the regular arrows that go into this. Of course, I would have liked this to come off, but hey, this is something that we cannot decide. Of course, we have the helmet. I guess this helmet also works as a gas mask because Night Force going up with the Energon energy over here. We have the little lights, lamps over here. Of course, these you would have recognized are the ones that come with Tunnel Watt. So, and also, what's his name? Outback. Of course, we have 2 pistols. So this is nothing new over here. You have a larger charger on this one. Looks a bit like a Glock. And over here we have another pistol. So that's the one that goes in for, of course, Lieutenant Falcon. Then we have the fist hands for our Scarlet over here. And then we're going to be talking about the 2 knives that go with her, who are these 2 over here. So let's put this over here, and the rifle that we have over here. This is a bit of a new design over here. I think this should be open, and this should be not filled in. It looks like they couldn't cut it out, I guess, for molding reasons, but this, they could have used a bit of a different end for this rifle to have it. But it's nice to have a small scope on it, something that would have liked to see with the other figures. Of course, we have the night goggles that you have already seen with our friend Tunnelwatt also. So the nods with the four giving you this better visibility for the night vision. And so that's most of the gear that you're going to be getting on this part. So let's have a closer look at our friend Flint. So, not Flint, I mean Falcon, because they're kind of getting them mixed up because they do have a bit of a similarity. Now, I do like the fact that he also gets some of the pouches and some of the protection over here. He doesn't have any extra inscriptions on his arms over there. So the figure itself looks really neat. Of course, we have the Night Force logo. We have some hair who's been done on the arms, on the forearms. So I mean, the figure really looks pretty cool. He has some shotgun shells. He has some extra rounds for the grenade launcher. I mean, the figure is pretty well equipped. He has some extra mags. He has some mags over here. Of course, he has the shotgun that he got with the original version. So as you can see, the head sculpt is pretty neat and is a bit better. I guess there's a bit less lipstick that he has compared to the original one. Of course, the shotgun shells also over here. If you have the Stardust, not the Stardust, the 2-pack that they released of Army Builders, you will recognize that these sets were the ones that were already given with them. Of course, you have the holster. I mean, figure is pretty well neat. Of course, you get his backpack with the knife who goes in over here. I mean, this is nothing new. Afterwards, we have some more reused parts because this is the ones who were given with the range Viper. So this is the grenade launcher who's with him, and this is his machine gun bell-fed machine gun that comes with it. As you can see, Hasbro was not cheap on the accessories. They really loaded this figure with a lot of stuff, and let's put his beret on with his Night Force logo, and of course a little scarf over here that we think we have seen with the Viper, Cobra Viper, the one that already was released. So this is and you also have it with the Range Viper also. So as you can see, really pretty neat. Really a lot of details went into this figure and really loving it. Of course, he also comes with the helmet. Of course, you should switch out the heads. So if you want to gear him up, use this head for the original Falcon. Be doing a review for the original one also. So stay tuned to have a look at this. But as you can see, there's a lot of details going into these figures. So now, like we have talked about everything that comes in this figure, what are my thoughts about this figure? Do I think it's a collectible item? And do I believe, what are my thoughts also regarding the set itself and my final thoughts? So let's start by the collectible value of this set. It's going to be very hard to determine how good this set is as a collectible item. The reason why I think it's going to be extremely hard to determine that, it is because this set was already put on clearance at Walmart. I think it went down to $27. I hesitated to pick an extra set up because then I could have done a version without this belt on her. But at the end of the day, I hesitated and took a bit too long, and it sold out. So it's again, I think, on promotion at $37. So I don't understand why it's going for such low. I think this set is pretty neat and is really worth the $54, because when you see all what you get with this set, I think it's really worth it. I mean, if you think a regular figure is about $25 with all, and you not always get so much gear with it, so this one does really work pretty well. So yeah, I do think it is a collectible item. I would not sit around too long and maybe hope that it's going to go back down, because I guess when this one's going to be sold out, it's going to be pretty hard to get this one back afterwards, and I guess the prices will be going up a lot more for this figure. And for the simple reason, it is Night Force is getting a lot of love from Hasbro, as you can see if you will be reviewing that also. But we also have, how do you call it, the helicopter from the Dragonfly, who has also 2 extra Night Force figures. And the fact that we're getting so much Night Force figures, that means if you want to have a complete squad, it would be very good to have it. So pick it up if you can. Pick it up if you want to. If you haven't picked it up, and you will only be paying it $37 right now, so it's a pretty good deal at $37. This is really a killer deal on these two figures. Now, of course, we cannot disregard the fact that they were put in clearance. This is maybe not something that you would say would be very good for it. Anyway, I do believe that this is a collectible item. You could call me biased due to the fact that I grew up with Action Force, and the fact of getting some Action Force figures in this line is something that I'm really enjoying. So of course this is something that I could be mistaken, but I strongly believe that these sets are collectible items. Now that we've gotten this out of the way, let's talk a bit about what do I think about this set, and do I think that what are my final thoughts on this set. As you can see, there's a lot of gear. Now we can always complain about the fact that it's been reused and that we have it, but I mean, this is part of G.I. Joe. If you don't like repaints, we use bits and pieces from the figures. I mean, you never collected the G.I. Joe original figures because a lot of those figures had bits and pieces built up to create new versions of those figures. Now, of course, I'm going to be giving this set, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I think I'm maybe a bit exaggerating. I think my bias is speaking there. No, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. And the reason why I'm giving this set an 8 out of 10 and not a 10 out of 10, or because this set could have been very easily a 10 out of 10. Now, if you wanted this set to be a 10 out of 10, I would have removed this, or give the possibility to remove it and put it in a different way. Give her a holster for the extra pistol over here, so she could have it on there. The other thing here, where I do have a little bit of an issue, she gets the fist. He doesn't get any fist gloves. Hand. So if you would have given me fists for this guy, a holster for her, this set would have been a 10 out of 10. So that's going to be it for my review of Falcon and Quarrel Night Force version. If you like the review, please leave a like, share, comment in the section. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. Also in the parts of the description of the video. You can also go and check out more videos if you want to. Also check out my Facebook page, Instagram page. I do have a lot of pictures. I haven't taken pictures of these outside, but that's going to be happening very soon. So go and check it out. It's really worth it. Until then, I hope you have a fantastic day, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye! So, what are my final thoughts for these two figures, and do I think that they are high-end collectible items? Well, on the collectible item, it is a bit of a yes and no. Of course, yes, because Quarrel, because Action Force. So, of course, this puts me as a bit biased. But this set has been already put on clearance from our friends at Walmart. And this is something that is a bit worrying me when you see that it went down to $27. But I strongly believe that this set does have high value as a collectible item. You have to also remember that Hasbro is giving a lot of love to Night Force. If you have purchased the Dragonfly from HasLab, you will know that you have 2 of the 3 figures, the 4 figures who are included, who are Night Force versions of the figures. So that puts it as a very interesting purchase. So this is why I'm really thinking that you should really pick it up. And currently this set is for sale at Walmart for $37. So if you did not pick it up when it was at $24 or $27, you should definitely pick it up. This set is a must to have in this line, and I believe that it does have a certain collectible value to it. Now, talking about my final thoughts and what do I think about this set and what will I give it as a note. Now, personally, I would like to give this set a bit of a higher note that I'm going to give it, but I'm going to give this set an 8 out of 10. And the reason why I'm giving this set an 8 out of 10 and not higher, it is because I think I know there's a lot of gear, but I do think that we do have some missing gear with this figure. I mean, why not give us 2 nods? There's 2 figures, 2 night visions would have made sense. Would have liked to see maybe a second holster for Quarrel over here. Maybe it should remove this because this was not the most interesting part with this figure. So if you should remove it and give this maybe a holster so we could use this small pistol to be able to clip it in somewhere, that would have made a lot more sense on this figure. And I think this is something that is cruelly missing. Another part why I'm not giving this higher than 8 out of 10, as I said, for Quarrel we get some fist hands, but for our friend Falcon, he's got nothing at all. So that does make it a bit of a shame that we don't get those extra fists for him. I understand that there's already a lot of stuff in it, but maybe remove this machine gun, keep this. So there was maybe some other possibilities to put some other kind of weapons and some extra accessories that would have made sense. I mean, Night Force, only one pair of night vision, doesn't really make sense. Anyway, that's why I'm giving this set an 8 out of 10 and not higher, even if I would like to give it higher due to the fact that there's Quarrel over here. So that's going to be it for my review of Falcon and Quarrel Night Force version. If you like this video, please leave a like, share, comment in the section. If you have any suggestions, you can also comment in the section part over there. And also subscribe to the channel, that helps out a lot and makes the channel more visible. You can interact also, you can go to Facebook page, Instagram page. I will be taking some pictures of these guys outside, so don't miss it. There's some really cool pictures I have planned for these guys, and I already have some really cool pictures of the other Night Force figures out there going on a patrol. So, hope to see you in my next video. Until then, I wish you have a fantastic day and see you in my next video. Bye!